Zelda returns the Game Boy Color.
Here I go! Fire!
That is a disgusting act.
Wasn't me.
Gamers, welcome. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Gaming Lifestyle Lounge. I'm your host, America's #1 online video game personality, Ben, the Parvinator, Parvin, here at your service.
Thank you!
How you guys doing? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are doing well. Got a heck of a broadcast lined up for you. We're playing Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. Yeah. The blowing wind. You know, here's the issue, guys. We just got the 6th essence, but we still got to get our way over to number 7. We just got the word from the Maku tree that it is in a graveyard to the west of Horon Village, but you're going to have to be able to cross the sea. And they might have even mentioned something about needing a vessel to do so. I think that's going to bring us to Captain. Beetle's excited. Yeah, Captain, the ghastly, well, I guess, you know, the undead pirate ship captain seems to have shipwrecked, and I don't know, maybe they're all dead, or I don't really understand what's going on there. It doesn't matter. There's, of course, an element of magic to everything in these games. We're just gonna roll with it. How are you guys doing? Happy Monday. What's up? What's new for you? Hope you guys had a good weekend. Mine was good. I was able to get a bunch of stuff done around the apartment, which last week was so busy that, you know, it all started to pile up. So felt good to get some stuff done. Did a little gaming as well. Played a little Final Fantasy VII with the wife. It's her first time through. We are we just made it to the Temple of the Ancients, and we just played a little bit on, I think, Saturday night, and just like popped into the Temple of the Ancients, did like this first kind of big room, and then we got to a chance to save. And anytime it's like a non-regular way of saving, it always something's coming up. But yeah, we approached something or someone that asked like if we wanted to heal or say, or like rest or save, blah blah blah. So we took that opportunity to go ahead and end our in that night's playthrough, and we'll come back around to it. But yeah, we got to be a little creepy, right? Staying the night in the Temple of the Ancients. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Played a little, I for the first time in 2 years, which it's really surprised me to see the date that was listed there being 2023. I played a little bit of Tears of the Kingdom, only about like an hour or something. Had a little free time last night. I haven't beaten that game. It took me a long time to beat Breath of the Wild because I was kind of checked out, not playing much, and long gaps in between stuff. But I don't know, maybe I'll start picking up Tears of the Kingdom a little bit and working my way through it. I had a good time last time, and we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, we can talk modern Zelda versus old Zelda if you want to later, but let's get the game rolling. Thanks for hanging out. That's our boss there. We're gonna do a little recap video first. So, oops. Get that recap going for me, would you? What do you think, Beetle?
Thank you!
Beetle has a large representation on the soundboard. He's got 6 or 7 sounds. All right, where's our... Let's look at our recap. So here's what we did last time we played on... I think we played on Thursday. So we had been stuck in the Lost Woods for a little bit. We ended a stream not really knowing how to get out of it, or how to advance through. We had gotten this note here: go west, then south, then east, then north, taking each step in a warmer climate. And we had played it with a couple combinations, and it just the wording there could be a bit confusing, and I think for a time I was trying, starting with winter and then going up through, to spring, and then it was eventually, someone in the chat was like, oh, right, they figured it out. Like, yeah, you gotta go, of course, winter, fall, then spring, and then summer being the hottest. And then you do those directions as well, changing the, what was it, west, south, east, north, counterclockwise starting from the left. And we're going through it here. We would end up, so the big tell was the first time that we went right with it actually bringing us to a new area. I knew that had to be it. So, all right, that got us through. I would proceed to pick a fight with all of these Armos for some reason. I don't know. They were just sitting there. I could have left them alone. This is the exterior here of dungeon number 6, Ancient Ruins. One second. Something like that, I guess. Bum, bum, bum. So we got in here, and this was one of those early puzzles. You've got a rotation puzzle. We've seen, I think, one of these in this game so far, maybe a couple already. They were used to great frustration back in Oracle of Ages a lot. We played that one first in this sequence. We got to this room here, and I knew, okay, we need something that can bend around this corner, because you've got all these statues in the way. Clearly you're supposed to hit this switch, but in this game you don't bounce off of walls like in Oracle of Ages when you had the seed shooter. You can use that to ricochet off walls and stuff and There's even a couple bosses you have to kill that way. So we got to that puzzle, and it's like, all right, we must find something that's gonna like fly by wire or be able to at least curve. And yeah, a lot of pits. The dungeon layout was pretty sweet. This one I didn't get stuck for too long on this one. I've definitely had a little more trouble with some of the other dungeons, but this is it. Here's your key item, magical boomerang, your new weapon. This is going to be what lets us curve. It the instructions there had mentioned like throwing it, holding the button down and using the D-pad, and it was holding the button down. I would forget that part a little bit later. I had some beginner's luck here. So if you start walking around with Link, it'll just act like the regular boomerang. Anyway, saw me hit the curve on that one. I like that shot there. All right, got a little turned around. Finally made it to this room here with a rupee that dropped down. Once you catch the rupee, you then go through this little section here where the walls are collapsing on you. And first time through, I wanted to use I started to use a Pegasus seed really early on, and I was just like, no, I think we're making it. And then I was like, oh shit. We gotta walk all the way back through this one, and then I realized far too late. Okay, go ahead and use the seed that he's trapped in there. We're watching from the last exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z. This was Thursday stream. Here's just a quick recap. I find that when honestly, I do this half for myself, half for anyone who might not have seen the stream or cares for a recap. But yeah, when I'm in the stream and I'm talking and carrying on, it's nice to sometimes remind myself, oh yeah, what actually happened? No worries, Palpuck. No worries. I want to get some way to show that on the screen soon, Parvinator replay or something, so that it's instantly apparent, but all right, then we ran into this guy here, who we'd seen, previously in this game. Ichigo, what's up, man? Welcome. We'd seen this little fella, or what have you, earlier in the game, this little demon. Also, the one that, curses you in A Link to the Past. Quote, curses you by allowing you to basically cut the amount of MP you use in half. Huh. A great curse to have. Hey, right. Yeah, no hair. Look, Ma, no hair. No worries. It's okay. It's so I even just took the video from, like that the saved stream video, and I even just kept it as it is and just stuck it underneath everything so that it would be popping up in the spot here where the game is and everything. It's like it's there's nothing, yeah, other than the hands. Yeah. I could see it being confusing, though. I've been wanting to do some recaps like this. This one goes a little long, honestly, but and here I am, not giving you guys the play-by-play, but you can see what's happening. But just something real quick. Can't get the cameras right. Been struggling with the setup lately. Getting something that feels good. Alright, this guy here, again, I honestly just wanted to grab a few phases of the fight because, you get this increasingly sort of desperate messages popping up, including one accusation of bullying. A whole lot of like, I think there's a couple threatening to leave before they're actually gone. Ouch, pesky kid, take this. It didn't really do much damage, you know? It's really not a bully. Yeah, that's it. I'm serious. Fine, goodbye. Does it say goodbye? No, it splits into two little bats that then attack you. Rhizone, welcome, buddy. Welcome to the last... what occurred on the last exciting episode of Parvin Ball Z. Says... gives his apologies to the two, you know, big baddies of these Oracle games. I like that. Sort of like the Deku Scrubs getting all, you know, the Deku Scrubs that would act as traitors and give us the information that we need to get to Queen Goma in Ocarina of Time. I'm sorry, Queenie. All right, here we are, final boss. I got, it took me a long time to... what I wanted to do, when I figured something out, it took me a while to even... you know, practically pull it off, I guess. But I realized that, you know, you can only hit them when they're... you can only hit these little piranha plant-looking appendages here when the mouth is open and shooting those energy things. Now, I can tell you, it's a... I'd love to do this fight again because it's a weird sensation getting used to the... you know, getting used to the magic boomerang while this thing is moving around and shooting you with these energy balls. No, I did this morning, Ichigo. Yeah, I got one in this morning. Felt good. How about you, man? How you doing on the workout front? So you probably already figured out what this guy needs at this point. It's trucking around now that it's free from all the biting appendages. And you know, you just got to hit it several times with your boomerang.
Yeah, let's keep this Parvinator party
going.
going.
Thanks, Dustin. Thank you, man. Thanks for supporting the stream. What's up? Happy Monday, man. How many months does that say? Well, thank you. 6. Appreciate it, man. Yeah. Ichigo, you got it, man. Hey, the first step is the hardest. And I find that's the case even when I'm in a routine, you know? And Pakun flowers. So you get down to this version and you just need to start nailing it with a boomerang over and over again. Now the problem is it's still moving around. It will stop with each boomerang hit, but you need to be on solid ground to keep hitting it, chances are. So it took me a second to even just get in a place where I could hit it a bunch of times. Here's where I'm like, oh, wait. Okay. I'm also scared because I only have the 3 hearts, so I'm really trying to... play it easy here. Take her easy. Bombs unsuccessful. Maybe if better aimed, I don't know. But probably just boomerang here to open it up. So get opened up. You've got that little jewel weak spot in the center. A rupee. One strike on that and it's gone. Pretty cool boss. I feel it would be it's one of those fights that would be, I think I'd be able to handle the boomerang and stuff a little bit better the second time. You get the blowing wind. 6th essence of nature. Sweet fruit is born when pollen is carried by the blowing wind. Do-do. Ichigo, get that run in this week if you can. I know Thanksgiving can be a stressful time, so maybe it would help. Say, Link. I had to pause on this just for say. The blowing wind reaches me too. I dreamt of a cemetery west of Horon Village. Could an essence lie there? To get there, find a way across the sea. So she didn't tell us, Maku Tree didn't tell us that we need a ship, but she did say find a way across the sea. Oh, come on, we can't fade her out? What was that? Nice, respectful fade. Thank you. And that brings us to today. We're looking for essence number 7. This graveyard, I guess, first things first, getting to this graveyard that's west of Horon Village, which is kind of your starting point. But we got to get across the sea. Now, at this point, we've already found a ship, a captain that's, I guess, run his ship aground. Granted, he is a zombie or an undead captain, but the crew of skeleton pirates. Let's play the game. Build up the hunger. Yeah, a good run will do that. Hey, and then when you're sore, you'll have an excuse for leaving early from, you know, if the Thanksgiving dinner is getting tense, you know. Ah, yeah, you know, started working out recently. Really feeling it. Thank you guys for hanging. Guess I can play the game. I'm really taking my time getting into it. Oh, one problem. Okay. I set everything else up today, but I haven't actually plugged the controller in, which is not in this room.
I'm pissed now.
All right, I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'll get this thing plugged in. Okay, let there be controller, right? Oh, and the first press of the start button worked. Good, alright, where am I? Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Oh, dang it, Bobby.
Oh no. Alright, I thought I had a... Sorry, don't mind me, guys. Don't mind the streamer. Cool. Alright, let's jump in. I started playing this on a Switch Pro controller, which is a lot nicer than that, well, malfunctioning PS4 controller. Tried to just turn itself on, or I did, picking it up, I guess, but yeah, sadly, it's got a bum USB port. I think it's shorting out, so it's like, it's very unreliable, and that one disconnects a lot. And even from, or like I keep it, you know, I play it as a wired controller. Even in its like, and then if I unplug it, the battery just dies so quickly, so I can't take advantage of the Bluetooth function either. So yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get Link west of Horon Village. That's what the Maku Tree told him essentially. I think we're gonna need to trade our way up there. or over there by way, you know, and basically get this Captain, as he's known as, CAP''N. Captain. Gotta get the captain to let us borrow his ship? Question mark? We'll see. Over there. Over yonder. We gotta get across the sea. My granny would say across. That was one that she, yeah. There's like a T at the end of it. Yeah, Captain Crunch. Aye, aye, Captain. All right. Doodly doodly. Boop boo doo 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 doo. I think we're gonna need to do the trading game up to this point because the captain is looking for a bell, and we currently have the megaphone, and I know that there was a conversation somewhere about, yeah, maybe, I don't know, someone being quiet or something. At least, I don't know, maybe I'm making it up, but it feels like it is something I had earlier in the game. I didn't note it, didn't take a note on it, so I don't know. Oops. I think maybe I'll go warp, and we can do a little more exploring around the map. Oops, I don't really think we need to be here in the Lost Woods. 5th, 12th. Oh, that's interesting. 5th. Dude. The 5th. Yeah. Yeah, I hear it now. I hear what you're saying, yeah. I've heard something kind of similar, too. My granny, it's funny, my dad's mom, she grew up during the Depression, and like they lived on a she and all her family were like you know, a lot of them had a farm and stuff, and it's like they had virtually they pretty much didn't have money, and they didn't have much land, but at least they had their food. But yeah, it's funny, man. She has, so it's funny because her accent, like she would talk like, I don't know, when there's a bad Hollywood Southern accent and they're very like you know, like the antebellum South or something, you know, they're often like truly really like missing the mark. Gone very, yeah, that's probably the best example I'm thinking of. Yeah, Gone with the Wind. I will say she actually, like, you know, what is happening? I'm not trying to play chess on the Apple Game Center. The hell out of here. Okay. I'm glad you guys weren't disturbed by that like I was, popping up on my screen. But, yeah, I would say it's not like that, but she did have a, great guns. She did have a, like, yeah, it's not Gone with the Wind, and it's not the, I would say it's funny because at this point when they try to do Southern accents, it's often never close, especially like they'll try to do modern ones, and it just still, they're not hitting it. Of course, there's many accents, but, yeah, I don't know how best to describe it, but she did have a lot of twang and a lot of like bounce to it, and there was definitely, it's funny because there was certain she would just have expressions and talk a little like this sometimes. It was a very sing-songy kind of thing to it, and you know, she was a bit of a slow and like musical talker, you know, like, if that makes sense. And yeah, it was interesting because like nobody, you know, at a certain point, like I'm not really hearing that amongst anybody my dad's age or you know, our age for the most part, you know. And like, maybe I'll just warp out of here. So yeah, it felt like, yeah, she was, I mean, you know, I was gonna say it felt like a I don't mean this term in an unkind way necessarily, but a relic of the past, or you know. I mean, she lived through so much, though. It's, you know, like growing up in the Deep South, and then, you know, making it until the early 2000s, you know. It's a whole lot of change. She'd never used a computer. Because I think at a certain point, it's like, I've gotten through my whole life without one. Why do I need one? Yeah. It does, Dustin, yeah. Well, it's also like, you know, I'll use it for like, you know, it's one of the sort of go-to, like if I'm sometimes thinking something that's kind of funny, or, you know, I also just like, I think like it's, if I go to a kind of mocking sort of tone, sometimes it's in the it can be in that accent, because I don't know, I think it's just like a foundational, like, who's the dumb shit like giving me trouble in high school or something. It's like, it's that, you know, it's a particular Southern accent, you know, or, and it's like that kind of just sticks with you, you know, like as sort of one of your kind of, at least, I don't know, I mean, I can be very animated, and that's one of my go-to kind of, like, I guess, yeah, sort of. Some of my go-to, for lack of a better word, characters. It's more just when you're talking, or, you know, shooting the shit. Ricky packs a powerful punch. All right, where do we need to go? Okay, so we have a megaphone. We need to find someone who needs a megaphone. I'm gonna see what I can do to find this on my own. Who wants a megaphone? Well, it's hard to say, Powpuck. Like, I think sometimes, you know, since since there's a little more representation by way of, like, especially, like, you know, social media and stuff, I feel like it's kind of become, you know, like, I'm kind of surprised when I go home and, you know, I don't use TikTok or, like, spend time on Reels or, you know, the kind of short format stuff, but, like, I'll go home and someone in the family will have that on nearby, and I'm hearing, you know, like, all the folks that the algorithm has picked up for them many times. It'll be like, you know, some Southern comedic TikToker or something, and it's all, you know, them just running bits and whatnot. And it's funny because I'll hear a lot of, like, okay, wow, yeah, we got some pretty thick accents here. You know, I feel like there's more of it out there in that kind of social media. You see, like, and I don't watch enough stuff really where, like, you know, like, at this point where I'm hearing, yeah, too much in the way of that, I guess, man. I have heard people who sort of talk like Forrest Gump a bit, and yeah, I think it's funny. I thought, oh brother, where art thou? It's hard to say because it's like even a little older timey, you know. That would be more. They're going for more like, you know, kind of like how my grandma's generation would have talked, and I would say like, yeah, some of the ones in that are better than others. I have met some folks that, like, you know, I mean, you know, it ranges so much too, and has only done more so since, as we've all gotten a little bit older, with social media and everything, kind of closing a little bit of an accent gap, you know? Well, I mean, it's really affecting a lot of dialects, but it's not to say there aren't still strong Southern dialects out there. For sure, there are. Definitely. Well, yeah, as a kid, you know, I would run into people who could be really, you know, like it would be funny to most people from the rest of the country to just to hear this person like open up their mouth and start speaking, because it'd be so like this and you know, like I can't quite do it, but like it, you know, when you get pretty country, it gets all bets are off, you know, and, yeah. It could get about as country as it could. Boomhauer from, Boomhauer is one type of like stereotypical Southern character, I would say, from King of the Hill. 1 second. Yeah, there's some good ones in King of the Hill. You know, that's like a little different because they're kind of more Texas, but it's, yeah. Not everything they say. Well, it's all just different. I mean, I'm from Alabama, so, and although I could go to the parts that were like the most country, I was typically in more of the kind of like, you know, a little bit suburb, a little country, you know, a little mix of both. Which, let me see. I really like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I haven't seen it in a long time, though. Oh, right. Yeah, Milton. Yeah, the actor that plays Milton. I didn't recognize his name. Yeah, right. Exactly, yeah. He's a great character actor. Who... Is he like at the radio station? I didn't want to look it up yet, but yeah, No Brother, Where Art Thou? No. Yeah, I'm trying to remember who he is and Oh Brother. Was he? Okay, he is the guy. He is. I forgot he was blind. That's right. Yeah. I need to see that movie again. It was like KDST or something that it was like the radio station. K-Dust. Or something along those lines. Emory formed in Rock Hill, South Carolina. That's funny. Yeah. Totally. Rhizone. Yeah. You know what's funny is, like singing and dialect accents and how quite often that can like sort of neuter an accent or kind of, you know, sort of, neutralize it, I guess. Oh, yeah, he's bona fide. Oh yeah, like, I mean, I remember being a kid and asking my mom, like being really young and asking my mom that, like, why this or that, I don't even know what I was at, you know, who it was, but why this or that group didn't sing British, I think was the way I phrased it, you know. Why don't they sing British, you know? Then you have some that very much do. It must not have been like a Blur that I was talking about or something. I didn't know that about him. Yeah, he's a crazy good actor. Yeah, I forgot he was in Barry too. Like I watched that. I think we got to the finale, like, the premiere week or whatever, and kind of forgot about. I watched the show and I enjoyed it all right, but then it was like, okay, I haven't really seen it or thought about it much since then. Rhizone, I what you said makes me think too of like I remember a buddy of mine talking about going to this show. I've had very similar things happen, but it's just the way he told the story was great. He was talking about going to, there was this metal band he had been wanting to see, and it was something, regionally popular, I believe, and all right, they're going to be coming to the Copper Top in Huntsville. Let's go see that. Let's go into town and see that. Yeah. And, the show is awesome. And of course, you've got your typical metal voices, I guess what were they doing? Like grindcore and stuff. If I had to guess, he was really into that stuff. So, you're getting Cookie Monster, and then you're also getting the Banshee, like, and among others. And they do their first, they come out on stage, and of course they don't say hi or hey, what's going on, guys? They come out on stage and do their first few songs or whatever, and after the first few songs, they tune again and take a little second in between songs, and then some of the first things you hear are like he just like goes to the mic and he's like, hey man, can y'all turn the guitar up? It just like the first word said, after probably 15 minutes on 3 songs or something, or even more. Hey man, can y'all turn the guitar up? Yeah, just like talking to the guy on the controls. The Black Beast rests here. Is that the Oh, didn't we find that earlier? It's been a long game. Turn that guitar up. Yeah. Well, yeah, I definitely like knowing a lot of I didn't know the phrase skiffle. I didn't recognize that. Style of 1920s and 30s jazz deriving from blues, ragtime, and folk music. I mean, looking at I know it, but I don't know the name. That's funny. Well, yeah, it's so interesting, Palpa, because like a lot of those British invasion bands, in 60s British rock and stuff, pretty much all of them talked about being into blues and rock and roll, since they were kids, and then this first kind of stuff that they're playing often and into, and a couple of them even mentioned like, oh yeah, those acts were like able to tour here, and like made it a point to say like, yeah, like, hey, at that time this music was not appreciated by most people back home, thanks to racism. And then because especially with like all those, of course, even back through jazz and stuff, like it was a lot safer to go tour Europe or something, and potentially ludicrous if you're talented, to just like you know, go be in a place where I don't know, it's not there's a lot that the green book every time you're trying to go to a show, you know. So yeah, it's like a whole bunch of like a whole bunch of young like white British kids are listening to this music and stuff, and through that you get that extension into, you know, a lot of that popular psych rock of the 60s. All right, someone needs a megaphone. I'm kind of just walking around, but I need to be a little more intentional. I know that the captain... All right. Here's our dilemma. I know that there's a boat. We need to get to the area to our west. Can't do that right now. There's a ship that's shipwrecked. However, they need a bell. All that stuff is further to our east. I always think it's down here. We need to trade up for a bell, I think. I don't know how we're gonna get there. Oops. Ah! Doodle-doo-doo-doo. Doodle-doo-doo. All right. Boom. Did you guys have a good weekend? I was able to get a lot of stuff done around the house, which is nice. I was honestly getting a bit anxious about it towards the end of the week because, you know, we live and work here. That means that dishes and, you know, just clutter piles up. We don't stay on top of it, and we were so busy last week. It's nice to get a chance to slow down and pick the place up a bit. A place of strange power that stops any who would approach. It was never there before. I found that, man. I saw that myself. Okay, yep. Entrance to Subrosia. That's where our captain is with the ship. Now, I don't know who... Wait! Wasn't there like a really quiet Subrosian or something? I'm gonna go check that. I guess I'm used to life air now. Alright, so these are our shipwrecked pirates. Aye, that's it. Nothing, forget it. Arr, arr, arr. Here's our captain who wants a bell. I love his sprite. All the little pirate sprites are cool, but I like Captain. I think I have one of him. Oh, well, here's his official art. Pretty sweet. Thank you, Captain. Pretty sweet. That's all I got to say about that. That's all I have to say about that.
I will deliver the latest news on the Pokemon series.
Or should I say I, Rhizone. That bloke we sent looking for the bell hasn't come back. I told him he ought to search the ship. Ugh. Useless fools. Can't someone find me bell? Aye, you. Aye, I can see it in your eyes. You're a competent adventurer. Okay, go get it. Find me bell. I'll be waiting. It was so stormy the captain lost the bell he got from a special someone. That's a bit of trouble. That's a bit of trouble. You know, a couple of these guys gotta have this accent, right? It was so stormy that Captain lost the bell he got from a special someone. That's a bit of trouble now, isn't it? Our ship got caught in a storm and sank. When we woke, there we were. Where are we? It all looks so weird. Yeah, you guys are like down in hell or something. Captain got a special someone he can't forget. What's more, she's said to be the queen of some great land. No. She's... Hold on. Alright, so I need to be able to get into the ship. Also, I want to go check, what is it, oh, I guess we can, well, we still can't cross this. The ship's bow is in the desert. That means, I think maybe you enter from the other side, from like, you know, like from Holodrum. I have to go up to the surface. Pretty sweet sprite work here. I like our ship. Boom. Man, good thing it didn't sink so far that that entrance would be inaccessible. What's up, Tater? Welcome. Maximus. Maximus. How you doing, Tater? Welcome. Rootin' tootin'. One fart, two fart. I missed your... It's funny. I thought that was Rhizone at first. Coming in with the farts. How you doing, man? Welcome. I need to get up to the surface and let's see if we can find his girlfriend, who I think is Queen... I forget her name. From Oracle of Ages. They plan on staying here. Hey, PJ, welcome. Tater keeps it tootin' 24/7. I got a question for anybody who lives in an apartment complex and you leave windows or like you sometimes leave a window cracked or like a screen door or something, you know? Do you let them rip? Or do you have any like shame and go to the bathroom or something, or to a room? I feel like I must sound like the nastiest neighbor. I'm just like always coughing up a lung, among other bodily functions. And it's like I'm within my castle, you know? Like I can't be bothered as to what other people are hearing, you know? I'm not being intentionally loud about it. Nothing is going... I mean, that's how you end up with a delicate situation, so to speak. If I were to force it too hard or something, or try, you know, no one's trying to be any louder or anything. I'm gonna beat that dark general guy to a pulp. I don't know, man. He is the evil. He is the evil baddie, you know. Huh. I may have Oh, I see. I was about to say, well, yeah, my microphone isn't always in the best place, so I was ready to blame it on that. Alright, let me warp us. I want to go talk to... She's over in the, like... I believe the queen we need to see is... over here in Sunken City. Good luck, Tater. We'll see you soon. Oops. Do. We talking with southern accents? Absolutely. Wow, he built his house up again. Does he just keep rebuilding it at this point? I'm guessing. Yeah. That's funny. We've blown his house up twice now. Poor guy. Not to mention his fortress. Oh, I want to get up there. Forgot. I've made it in there before, but I don't remember what we did. Maybe we had to freeze. It's a different season, I think. Maybe that's all it was. Come on, you son of a... Get these out of your pocket, right? Or rather, put them back in the bag. Don't need to be using that. Thank you guys for hanging. Do. That's funny. Rise out. Oh yeah. Link's like hearing that from the other side of the island. What do you want, sis? Dude. This is her, right? I think just be a room. No, where is she? They say there's a giant up in the mountains. He sounds scary. But I want to meet him. No, I was seeing her somewhere else, I think. Hazel! I thought it was her that was here, but maybe not. Man, where was the queen from the previous game? I know she was, That was kind of my first instinct. Boy! Yeah. I remember there being a couple of times when... I think that was like one of a couple of sounds when I was like... Okay, the like little grunt or you know, nonverbal vocalization they gave me doesn't match what it says down in the text. They're just, which is not a big deal. It was just enough to like feel kind of strange. Or, I know I've already done this. Pretty sure we have. Yeah, you know what? Well, we have been down there to see her. Yeah. I think I got it mixed up and just thought she was down here. Yeah, this is although I'd say at a first glance, kind of a similar sprite, but not as regal looking. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you guys for hanging. What you talking about, Rhizome? Alright, we'll try over here. Wait. Where is... Yeah, she does. She's got a big, Yeah, I think you're right, Palpuck. Yeah, she's got a big old... Yeah, I don't know what to call this. She's got it. As I stand here watching the sea, I recall him. Yes, that seafaring man. But a child like you wouldn't understand my feelings. I knew we had found her. Actually, I do. You'll look for the bell. Okay, finally. Wow, so up until this point, they wouldn't let us, Eureka hat. up until this point, they wouldn't let us do this section. He was just like, oh, Captain is looking for his bell. And I'm like, where's the bell? You just needed to... this actually might not be related to the trading game. It just now, it's hitting me, dawning on me. We'll see, but yeah, maybe just to, you know, get set up after you do the 6th dungeon. Do-do-do-do. All right, give me 1 second. All right. So we just saw this just a couple minutes ago. I was kind of looking away during it because I knew I had it written down, but all right, it was 2 on the 3rd one here. Let's see. There it is. Then we go to number 2. Then we're hitting this one twice, and then I think you go all the way over. Yeah, to 4. Talk about Eureka. Hell yeah. We did it. We're in. At least in for what? To see the other portion of this boat? The levers just keep coming. I gotta stop. I'm playing it on the like OBS screen. Let me play it on the my local monitor here. Whoa, whoa. Who would have thought? Who could have believed that you can't touch the cacti? I do want to take one out though. I like that cacti sprite. Well, here's our ship. Wow, we're, I mean, I kind of feel like I should also get some spots on our map, too. Just do some exploring. We know where our ship is. I didn't even check this place out. Doo-doo. Different looking, yeah, the big skull here. I guess we've just been lifting kind of pots and stuff. Oh, yeah, this one doesn't just lift like that. Set it on fire. Sink a hook shot into it. Doo-doo-doo. Exactly, Ryzon. Man, people try to say... No, never mind. Yeah, I'll see what we can do for a mystery seed. See if it does anything. I think maybe they're... Yeah, maybe doesn't do anything for us yet, potentially, but we'll see. It needs a scent seed. Stinky little skeleton. It's musty. Ryzone, that commercial just cracks me up so much, and I feel like, if, you know, Nintendo, if you're ever looking for anyone to recreate that commercial, he's just referencing, if you haven't seen it, you might even remember it, but as it's described, but yeah, it's a performer in all black, walking around in the commercial saying, the names of these Zelda, you know, enemies, and like doing, for the most part, motions that I think can't have in sort of like almost kind of like faux kind of poses or dance, you know, just it's a, yeah, it's a lot, right? And it's just supposed to be a guide that's you know, very hyperactive and going around and listing the names of these enemies, but like I said, there's pretty much no rhyme or reason to any Doodle-doo-doo. Well, I'm about to have to take a break anyway, so I can continue this mystery in a bit. I will say we haven't gone to the pirate ship yet, so perhaps there's more to it. Man, if my throat weren't hurting right now, I would love to do a Crypt Keeper voice. But yeah, there was I should say, that might have already sounded like it, but I've got one that I bust out sometimes. I can't be quiet and do it. You know, it's you gotta commit for this one. Now, I'd really just trying to explore the rest of this area here. Okay, nice bombable wall. Oh, man, I wish we had bottles in this game. Bottle a few of these Baileys. It is Dustin. Yeah. Oh, yes, I see, yeah. Right, yeah, he did have a very, high pitch, kind of a shrill, a tinge of, horror to it, so to speak. Absolutely, that's a good call, yeah. It's just funny too, because you know that guy. I was about to say, he's never played a Day of Zelda in his life. I will say, probably at that point, he probably hadn't, because it was the first one. I don't know. Probably safe to say he hadn't played much, if at all. What a poser. That's why he's just going around making these sounds and random strange gesticulations. Ahoy! When I was searching the desert for the bell, I got caught in a sandstorm. I awoke like this, as a blinking skeleton. That's really bad. I can't go on to the afterlife. If you pity me, help me find that bell. Me skull is rolling out in the desert. Find that first. Okay, find his bell. She needs to go back to the captain. We're going to find his skull rolling out in the desert somewhere. Now, I may need to take a break in just a second, although I'm kind of wondering if it's over where that, the room with the like? Probably not. Oop. Could just, might just like literally be out on the, somewhere out in the actual desert itself versus in a cave, but just thought I'd pop in one more time now that we got that dialogue, see what's up. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Rhysode, yeah, there were some high energy ones. I think that making fun of like a one-man show seemed to be kind of, that was the kind of the commercial joke for a couple of years there, I believe, was was, you know, making fun of like drama, the dramatique, you know. Again, the like one-man show, I think, or maybe more than anything, or kind of being the epitome of what we're gonna make fun of, you know. In those commercials, at least. The guy from Big Lebowski that's doing his cycle or whatever. It is running kind of wild, Tater. I tried to tame it today and it bit me a couple times. I told it,
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations.
I will shave your ass. It can't be, I know. Nothing like trying to get this headband on right, and but yeah, I'm telling you, man, once you roll this thing, you're kind of stuck with what you got. You can only repair it to a certain extent, you know. Oh, what did you hear? Rhizome, did I use one of the sounds? Is that what you're saying? Do. Ah! Okay, we got a head rolling around somewhere out here. A big old head. Big old skeleton head. It's at that one out towards the big... Well... Oh, he did, huh? I missed it. I must have missed it. Could be like down in one of these, you know, like sandstorms or something, or I don't know. I mean, I imagine that's a death, but maybe at the center there's something else. You know what? Let me go ahead and get that break. I'm starting to do the dance. That's no good. Sorry I missed you on YouTube, Nick. Yeah, welcome. Oh, that's right, Rhizone. Okay, that's what he said. Thank you. Okay. Also, yeah, I thought we did. I was like, yeah, we're past this point. What a playthrough it's been. Guys, thank you for hanging. Let's all take a nice little break. When we get back, we will keep rolling. We're going to be using the blowing wind and a ship to get us across the sea. Apparently there's a graveyard we got to get to. First, we got to find a bell. We got to go west of the town. We're hanging out east of the town. I don't know if that's what you were mentioning earlier, Dustin, but yeah. All right, enjoy one of the best soundtracks of a Zelda game ever. The Hyrule Castle theme. My God, man. I've been on a bit of a Zelda music kick lately, and I found a couple of the, like, you know, like anniversary orchestra recordings, orchestrated, you know, recordings. I think there was like a 25 and a 30, probably some others along the way. And the Hyrule Castle song, I've always liked it, but man, I only have like a growing appreciation for it, and that thing is funky. It makes me want to, it makes me rock out, honestly. Like when it gets to the dun, hold on, we got this, and I can't sing either, but when it gets to the dun 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 dun, it, That's one of the best moments in a video game soundtrack. The build up to that point, I think. And then hitting him with that. It's such a sick little melody, isn't it? I mean, I see Link like coming around a corner and you know, like, I don't know, getting his sword knocked out of his hand or something, and, you know, like looking on at this eldritch horror standing before him that he's gonna have, it's trying to kill him, that he's gonna have to take out before it can get him, and he's got a sword on the ground or something, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's so good. Wind Waker does do some great treatments to some Super NES, some of the A Link to the Past songs, huh? Yeah, it's interesting. That hit me. Yeah, playing it. That's good stuff, man. Anyway, love that song. Let me get your music rolling. Thank you guys for hanging out. Happy Monday, Zelda Forever. BRB. Hey, yo, guys, what's up? Welcome, happy Monday. Thanks for the break. We are back. We're going to head back into some Oracle of Seasons, see if we can ride the blowing wind. The answer, my friend, lies in finding this bell, it seems. Captain wants a bell. Okay. Oh, yeah. Lost my game window. There it is. Okay. Alright, yeah, so there's a head out there somewhere. He said rolling around out there somewhere in the desert. Now, greetings, since you came, buy something. A shield for 50 rupees? This feels like extortion. Am I gonna need a shield soon, sir? In case the like took my shield. Alright. Maybe a shield for whatever We're about to have to kill. Looking for a head rolling around. Oh, we exited there, huh? Interesting. That was the... Okay, I thought we were in a different part. Okay. Alright, let me pay attention to where we are on the map here. So, we are... Exactly, Rhizone. Or, I don't know, it's a... Some guy said he's trying to ring a bell. I don't know, the captain wants a bell. We get here, and then whoever is currently in charge of this ship, which I believe is the other half of the captain's ship, I'm sure for all he knows right now, he is the captain. Understandably so, but he referred to it as his bell, which I was kind of a little surprised to hear, to be honest. How many of these holes land us here? Do. I do love a little Smash. I'll have to hear that Smash Bros version again. Been a long time since I played, since I played, well, really any Smash Bros, but especially, I liked Brawl. I played it for a long time. It was kind of funny because, you know, I've talked to you guys about, did they all go to this? Okay, some just kill Link. You know, like I came back from the gaming hiatus and I'm hearing that Brawl, everybody's telling me Brawl sucks. Yeah. I didn't know. I really, we loved Melee too. I mean, I played the hell out of Melee, and then at a certain point, I think once Brawl came out, I just started playing Brawl. But yeah, it's, once I got it, yeah. That was one of those kind of funny, like, you know. Yeah, waking up to hear. Well, yeah, it's funny because I guess, you know, I didn't, at that point, it's also like I hadn't played them in so long that I would never even, I couldn't really compare, you know. I had no idea. I knew of competitive Smash players mostly because occasionally someone would, you live up to the franchise's name and, you know, toss a controller on the ground or some other antisocial behavior. And the passion of the gamer. But, yeah, I wasn't like, you know, I didn't really know of, I couldn't tell you anybody that was in it or had never even watched any competitive Smash. So, like, I didn't know anything about all the sub-stories that had about Melee and Brawl, etc., all the stuff from the competitive scene, you know, I just, wow, already grew a Gasha nut. Wow, I wasn't expecting a ring, honestly. Every time I plant a Gasha nut, I think to myself, it could be anything that comes up, you know? It doesn't, not necessarily a ring. That's probably not true. But we all need to tell those little lies to ourselves. This one put us in the midway area where the little likes are. Dink. Doo-doo. Yeah. Yeah, same here, Palpuck. Yeah. It is kind of crazy the leap that was taken with Melee, huh? Like, you know, that is truly, it's nuts. Ah, oh god, what am I doing? Wow, I just ping pong. I'm gonna blame that one on the controller. Okay, I am wondering if it's, you know, in one of these pits. I just imagine it's in here. Right. This is new, I do believe. Oh, Brawl does? Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because without even reading much about it, I do remember playing games and being like, wait, what? What happened? That's why I was wondering why that happened. Oh yeah, I forget. I always forget in this game he can't use his sword. I think in Link's Awakening maybe he could. Dude. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Cheap, cheap. Yep, here we are. A ring! Yeah, totally. I mean, that is a positive, having that ready to go. Look at us, we filled in this whole corner now. Yeah. All right, Link. Let's start. Let's go back in one more time. Hey, buddy, where'd you go? Hey, can you come back to life? I want that head. The masthead. The bow. Link walks amongst. There we are. I think we'd made it up to this corner. I mean, yeah, we had it marked, but maybe wasn't ready for us. I've been waiting, matey. I've been waiting, matey. Now let's find that bell. Carry me around. I'll tell you if I think we're close. All right, let's go. Don't you just want to go back to the ship? I mean, I know where that is, but, alright. Let me know if it's close. That's funny, Palpuck. I really can't... I can't wait to do a deep dive on this stuff. Yeah. That's true. He did say it was rolling around somewhere. Well... we lost it, huh? By going in there. That's not what I was supposed to do. Will it be back in the same spot? Has it moved? Huh? What's up? Yeah. I got water up my nose. Look, watch this. Let's see one more time. I'd like to apologize as well to this guy's skull, but you know. Alright, here we check this out. I got water up my nose. You just start. I'm sure you hear some. Well, you're getting some nasty. Oh wait. Get him out of the water, he just... That's great. I'm gonna go grab... I forgot to grab him. I'm just leaving his ass. Link, I want you to moonwalk through the sand pits. Alright. Oops. Yep, can't do that. Got hit by some levers right on the boundary. And that resulted in me crossing over without having this head in my possession. I always forget you gotta talk to it that first time. Yeah, right. Do. He's working on what? Hero of Seasons? Gonna add that one? I got sand in my mouth. Well, you're still there. We're still good. Oh God, Link, don't cross. All right, we'll do that again. This is great. This is about how it went the first time I took Rudo around. Had to escort Princess Rudo to, you know, go visit Lord Jabu Jabu. Then I learned I can throw her at the switches and some of the enemies and stuff. Total game changer. Learn to use her as a deadly weapon. I think if it goes south, it might exit. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's worth a shot. Are you about to tell me we can't go out of here? Kind of expecting that. Hi, how are you? Did he look anything like this guy? Or maybe... Did he ever say he knew this guy? Alright, I just tossed it over into the other, you know, across the boundary, so... I'll go get it one more time. So it wouldn't let me go into the interior of the ship, which I was surprised by. You know, Ryzen, I didn't mean to correct you like that. It's I don't know. I don't know which link this is actually, and you know, I'm not totally up. I haven't read any of the official stuff other than I was into the. Not well. I was into vaguely into some of the stuff. I shouldn't say vaguely. I was quite into it as a kid, but you know, I'm not like getting much lore after these games, you know, and then the Zelda 64 stuff that came just before this game. Yeah, they said they'd let us know. I was thinking Hero of Seasons. Yeah, I didn't mean to ditch the skull earlier. I kept him around. How you doing, Gigantic? Welcome. I like Hero of Seasons.
Yeah.
At the very least, add it on to whatever this guy's already got, you know? Oh wait, let's Do I need to pop into Nah. Playing this game of hot potato here. 1-800, thanks for the sub. What's up? I didn't hear your trademark entry sound. I hope it's... Make sure it's working. Dude, how you doing? Welcome.
Rise from your grave.
We're carrying a skeleton head. Maybe it wants to go down into a... down into a whirlpool. I'll come up with a different word for it every time. Thank you. 1-800, what's up? Welcome. That's the equivalent of telling someone that they just subbed and then you're like, hey, can you come in the right way, please? Sorry. Thanks, 1-800. What's up and welcome. Mystery, what's happening? Happy Monday. What you know good, 1-800? Did you have a good weekend? You gonna be impressed if I kill all these levers? Here, Mr. Skull. Come on. Yay, it finally went with me. That's it, no doubt about it. Wow. You got the rusty bell. Will something this rusty do? Uh-oh, that's Captain's bell, but I hope that'll do. It's awful rusty. Wait, I gotta give him a... Well, at least I can go on to the afterlife now. The rest is up to you. I like to think he laughs. Is he... Yeah, Mystery. The music's great for this game, yeah. And what's cool about it is, you know, you get so much of it between this game and Oracle of Ages. You know, 3, and then I guess you toss in Link's Awakening, DX, you know, before those games. You've got like 3 great Zelda Game Boy Color soundtracks right there. They're all, yeah, they're just, in my opinion, some of the best music for the GBC. 1-800 sipping on a cold one, nice.
Double rainbow, oh my god. It's a double rainbow all the way.
Stand here watching the sea, I recall him. Yes, that seafaring man, but a child like you wouldn't understand my feelings. We got our rusty bell, folks. We're taking it back to the king. Nothing, just getting a stream in. I got a buddy who's performing tonight, so gonna go see his show. Gotta wrap up at a certain time. But yeah, trying to get a stream in before that. Had a good weekend. It was nice to, I could have used another potion. It was nice to get some work done around here. Get some, you know, had a busy week and it just piles up, you know? It's like, man. So I was able to put a good solid, couple blocks of time into just improving my surroundings. Yeah. What'd you guys get up to this weekend? I'll burn you. Nice. Alright, let's go to the captain, shall we? Got a little distracted. Let me walk back down to the beach. Okay, where's that one portal? Is it... I think it was... It was back this way, wasn't it? Yeah. I think that's the one that kind of takes us to the captain. Alright, cool. We'll head back that way. Oh, hello. Like this right here. Got it. I think this is it. Yeah, this is the one that takes us right to the captain. Convenient. All right, let's take that rusted bell. Is he gonna be pissed that it's rusty? He's gonna be like, "Oh, whoa, what's up with my bell?" All right, here's the king once again. Let's see. Let's show you guys this artwork. Whoa, that's okay, I forgot that was loaded in. That's not the one I wanted. Man. With this music too, that's a sneaky guy. I don't trust him. Where's the picture of the... Oh, I'm on the other gameplay page now, that's why. It's not loaded in. This is what I wanted. The cabin. That was great though. Let's now we're talking. That's some great, so this is our captain here in, you know, official game art. A link for all seasons. Yes. You know, I don't know which art style I like better, you know, just being honest. No, come on. You should have let him fade. What was that? Come on. Thank you. Alright, the captain stays. Well, here's what can happen. Should he face the game? He should face the game. Captain, excuse me, I know you don't have your eyes. This way. Thank you. T-Roy, welcome. All right. Hey, you brought me bell. Thank you. I love thank you. Let's take a gander. Oh, surely this thing's rusted something. This thing's rusted something awful. What are you pulling? Aye, this won't do. Go get it polished. All right, we gotta go polish his bell. Man.
So sorry I died.
He wants a polished bell. How you doing, T-Roy? Welcome. I do know what you're saying, man. I think I get exactly what you're saying. Have you seen our ship? It's over by the graveyard. We haven't fixed it, so it's in terrible shape. Shouldn't you guys be saying her? Or, I don't know. Whatever pronoun you want to use for the ship, I suppose. Where can we go to polish a bell? Yeah, I'm stealing T-Roy's idea. No, obviously he's first glance, right? Totally different. Animated dog. That we all love. Great dog. It's so funny, man. There's times when I'm like, man, I just want to, I see it looking like it's being petted, like, really good, just right on the top of the head, and the ears are like kind of, yeah, and turning into a VTuber, I think. I never saw it coming, and not that I hadn't, there's nothing against it, I just... The PNG tuber, yeah. I'm not ready to step up to the full models, Exactly, one step at a time. Okay. Let's go look for... Thank you. I know how to do this puzzle now, sir. I'm looking for a place to get his bell polished. I guess I should talk to everybody. That's a good thing to do. Let me just make sure. I can get them out of here if we go help the captain get his bell polished. We'll just make sure I talk to everybody. Who's got that skill? That bell may look rusty, but it's a fine bit of work. Isn't this the afterlife? Aye, no wonder it looks so weird. Can she help her? Where do I go? I don't know. Wonder who wants to help me with this part. It's interesting because I thought, I thought we would get there by directly, like our trading chain would be from the megaphone to get us this bell, but so far I don't think so. 2 trading games?
Dang!
Still not going to be anything here for us, I don't think. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. Well, we could go to Impa, potentially. She tends to have hints. Or at least she's given us 1 or 2. Could walk around Subrosia a bit, see if anything jogs our memory. I think all this is to get us to the graveyard that's, west of Horon Village, which is, that was the Maku tree's hint. I don't want to deal with these shenanigans here. These guys... That's the stealth mission of the game. Link goes Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, Jesus, what's that smell, man?
Oh, dropped in the lava. Who can polish a bell? Anybody know? Hard ore is said to be the best. That hole goes to the temple. I don't know, there were those folks, I don't know, I think kind of in the northwest is where we got the pot. The iron pot and the chef's kitchen. Still a couple spots we haven't been to, huh? Strange Brothers' house. Treasure Grove. Well, I'm willing to try anything. Exactly, T-Roy. This game is... it's kind of crazy like that. Help me with the Piratians who've settled down south. That's the same old house. Let me look at what this is on the map. Man, it's such a small little map once you're moving around. Although there's a couple spots where, the lava or the mountains are in the way.
This is a pen.
Man. Gonna need some coffee to get me through.
That is a disgusting act.
That's for you guys in the chat.
Wasn't me.
Hey, how's it going on the speed runs? Speaking of going blind, it seems like that could affect you know. I don't know if I'd be hitting the PR, or it'd be a lot harder, right? You gotta work a lot harder. Beep, beep, pop. Alright, I think I want to get up to the surface. This is a bit of a bust down here. Looking for someone who could polish the captain's bell. Popped in everywhere. I don't want a dirty feather right now. I got one. Those hoodlums tried to steal it. Man, last night sucked. Did not sleep well at all. I'd had a couple of nights on the weekend of like sleeping in a little, but then it being okay. You know, I didn't feel too thrown off, you know. And then Monday, man. This morning. Been a long day. In case of the Mondays. 3 a.m. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, T-Roy. That sucks, man. Close. Yeah. That's gotta hurt, too, you know. Man, all the things all the little things I could have done a little better. Tater said it was hard to watch. Yeah. No one wants, you know, it's tough. It's tough to see the sad dog. But we're here in support, you know. I started to say no one wants to see. That's not true. Like, you know, we want dog to be just as emotional as it wants to be. But yeah, we're here for you. Tater just wants dog. All right, let's I think I need to get out of Subrosia. This is not going well. Although, have I not done this part? Totally, T-Roy, yeah. The red ore, alright.
The pounding.
Think we might already had some? Added some more to us. Bzz. What a device. Oh, the furnaces. Let's check this out over here. Let's see what we got. I think maybe this was some of the like earliest stuff we were seeing, actually. Simply divine, impeccably fine. Gorgeous design, notably kind signs. You've broken one signs. How could you be so cruel? Man.
That is a disgusting act.
Oh, T-Roy, that's funny. Wow, man. That's fun. Yeah, the biometrics. Oh, man.
Nani?
It's tough. I know how it is when you're like, I've never really done much in the way of speedrunning. I played like a little bit, you know, a couple games where you know, like a little bit of Mario Maker 2, for instance. Elements of speedrunning. But I think for me, probably like the most brutal on my heart, body, mind, and soul sometimes was a game that I love so much, and it was only there for 6 months. Super Mario 35. Super Mario Bros. 35. It was like a 35th anniversary. Like in the vein of like Tetris 99, where you know you're battling a bunch of other folks, and there's a couple of folks that you're selecting, and if you kill an enemy, it shows up on their screen, you know, and vice versa. And yeah, man, I loved that game so much, but yeah, it was like when I'd get towards the end of a match, and I got to where I you know, was winning, usually like one or two a sesh or something. So it became like a little but not like it wasn't, I wasn't mopping up, but I was getting some dubs every now and then. And those games, man, I would be thankful for a break afterwards because it was just like, oh my God, I didn't think my heart could go that fast until an entire screen is filled with Lucky 2 and, like, I don't know, whatever other, like, highest tier, like, enemies just all over the whole ground, it just, your whole thing is airborne at that point, like, it's crazy. So fun. I wish that game were still around. Yeah, it was. Yeah. There's Pac-Man 99 as well. I think it's no longer like in its free mode, which was awesome. Kind of a similar thing. Tater keeps a steady heart rate.
So long, Bowser!
Just kind of doing some due diligence here. I suppose I could, yeah. The hard ore. Did we get a dance?
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Chink, chink, chink. Yes! Oh, look at that. Oh, yes! Tux, what's up, man? Welcome. Boom. Hard ore is done. Watch out. It's hot. We have a giant cube. Got hard ore. Working hard melting ore. Right now I'm melting and mixing two kinds of ore. Melt it down. Those furnaces can melt any metal. Man, nice. Okay, well. I don't know what we do with this. Maybe it's something we could use to recast a bell, or I don't know. Tux, how are you, man? Welcome. What's up? Yeah, we are just checked in here. I'm gonna go blow up some other signs. I think maybe it's time to get up above the ground here and see what's going on. This isn't a great place to start, but... Okay, so I have a megaphone. I have the huge... ore or something. Oh, nice. Tux, how do you like Skyrim? I've never played it, but I had a buddy telling me I gotta get on that. He's I think he was talking about it. He bought it for his Switch maybe last year or whenever it came out, maybe earlier this year or something. And was saying it was like the third time, or like his like third system to play it on or something. Zuck said, "Listen to me, man. You don't want this. You don't want this shit right here.
Mamma mia!
You ain't coming back." I always thought the series... I remember seeing something about Morrowind. You know, like way back in the day, and just thinking, this looks like the coolest thing ever. I never got around to play it. Or any of its successors. Exactly, Dustin. I have encountered, you know, you see a little bit by osmosis, but I have encountered a little bit of, you know, like, I saw some comparison with the, like, is that the game, Khajiit is from that game, right? Or it's a cat, like a humanoid cat or something. I was seeing a comparison of, like, a, you know, just someone's cat, just like right up in their like camera, or, you know, right up in the frame. Just like, you know, it'll totally look like the like original, you know, Khajiit model. It sounds tough. Yeah, the little bit that I've seen 1-800, I do. Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes with open world games, you know, there's a little. You know, which I guess is good, and talk about like getting your heart rate going. All right, let's get Link out of this section here. I don't know where he needs to go next. He's got a rusted bell. Impa might have a spot for us. I want to talk to her. I think she was at the Floodgate Keeper's house. I think that there's like a warp close to that. Yeah, well, totally. So I'm sure you're a big fan of. Oh God, what is it? I can't even think of the thing I'm trying to joke on. Or not joke on, but joke with. Elden Ring. Sorry. Probably a huge Elden Ring fan. Ah! Someone beat him for me, yeah. Hey, you know, we could all use a hero sometimes, you know? Ah! Alright, I want to go just north. Just go north, Link. I don't think I wanted to head into this part just yet. No, I didn't. That's funny. I always forget where I am. It's a bit windy. Man, so I was saying earlier, I woke up at 3 a.m. Cat's meowing, you know. Thanks, 1-800. Here's something I think everyone's probably who has a cat has been through, but every now and then, just the 3 o'clock a.m. hunting. And, it's funny because, you know how everything can sound weird when you're like coming out of a sleep. My wife thought she heard the cat like using the bathroom maybe like outside of the box or something. Just, you know, I think a very steady noise, you know, so to speak, without just getting to an unnecessary level of detail. And kind of jumped up out of the bed real quick to see what was happening. I think it's just like a lot of confusion, you know. And then, yeah, after that, the cat's just, ow, ow, ow. She did not use the bathroom out of the box, but it just, you know, sounded weird. Comes out in his very loud vocalizations. There's no dancer. Finally comes to the bed and kind of settles down, and you know, it takes a while for me to wind down. And then about 5 o'clock, actually I looked at a clock and it was just right about 5 by the time, I think it was like 5:01 when I looked. They can, Tux. They can sound kind of insane. And she, like doing these weird, you know, she does it sometimes, but yeah. 5 a.m. Honking. Honk honk. Couple seconds. Honk, 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 honk. Honk, 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 honk. You know, get out of bed. What is going on? You know, hearing a car horn over and over again. Not an alarm. You know, someone just getting on the horn every few seconds. Surely someone's blocked in. You know, I look outside the window and that's the case. Like there's like a bunch of people double parking. Like they've like parked so that like the folks who legally parked against the curb can't get out. It's 5 a.m. and the guy is just continuing to honk as well. And yeah, I mean, I guess at a certain, you know, sort of like you got to get out of there, you know. I get it, but man, thankfully someone came and finally came out to their car and moved it. And it was funny because it was not the, so all right, to describe the situation, I guess it was not the he had parked sort of like diagonally to this guy that was trying to get out. And that guy had, it was a fucked up situation. All that is to say that even when that one guy moved, he had to basically guide the guy that was trying to leave through the most narrow space between another car that was illegally, you know, parked overnight or whatever, and then his own space that he was parked in the wrong way to get into. It was a mess, folks. And I'm looking and I'm like, I don't know if they're going to get through this. Thankfully, they did, you know. It was tight.
Mamma mia!
Tight squeeze. But yeah, I appreciate that, you know. I'm glad that guy's decision to park there resulted in the entire street being woken up, you know, at 5 a.m. That's cool.
Okie dokie.
It's hard to go back to sleep after witnessing that, because yeah, the honking went on for about 5 minutes or so before the guy showed up, I should say. But the guy rolls up smoking a cigarette too. It was the honking. Yeah, he rolls up smoking a cigarette and he's like, oh, I'll help you get out of it too, or I'll back up and I'll help you get out of this spot. I told my wife, like, later on today, I was like, man, I just imagine too that whoever this guy is, they go in and they're looking at the lease and it's like, wherever building they're staying at, it's like, you know, one car in the garage, everything else is street parking, you know. Oh, it's cool, babe. We can make it work. No big deal. Got to do what you got to do, you know. Impa, you've got nothing new for us. Who wants a bell? Or who can repair our bell? Shine it up. That's cool, Rhizone. Sounds like he's got a lot of credits. Anyway, all that is to say, rough night, or rough early morning. I didn't really sleep from like 3 until like 6 or something, and then and then, you know, it's like where you pass out hard for like the last 40 minutes or something, and then alarms going off.
Here we go!
Doodly-doo-doo-doo. That was not Impa, huh? Where's Impa? I thought I'd met Impa. No, she was closer to town. You're right. I'm very tired. Impa, There you are. You're on the map. Well, go back to town. Yeah, Rhizome, it's impressive, you know, just having a list of credits like that. Guys, I may have to wrap up kind of soonish because I feel like I'm sort of running out of steam. I came in hot, but I got to go see a show tonight. I got to see a buddy of mine perform. So, gonna have to wrap up early as it is. He wants a wooden bird. I might just do it sometime soonish.
It's me, Mario.
I couldn't beat Sonic 2 on Friday. That's, my shame. This is Impa, I think. Yeah. The desert? I know Samasa Desert extends east from town. Go with caution. Why, thank you. I think this particular information is a little outdated. I picked up on a Tears of the Kingdom file that its last date showed 2013, which was shocking to me. That much time has passed, but yeah, my wife and I had started Tears of the Kingdom around the time it came out, and I didn't make it very far into it. Kind of burnt. I was in this one town trying to do something, and I couldn't figure it out, and we didn't have much time to play, and it's just kind of a tough game to play. Although I will say, it's in terms of like going in and doing a shrine or something, you can sometimes do that in a short amount of time, or it can be played in short chunks, but when you're already a bit burned out, it's like it wasn't happening. And we kind of quickly dropped it. I played it for about an hour last night, and I was like, man, maybe I should give this another shot. I did overall enjoy Breath of the Wild. It just took me forever to beat it because I think similar kind of, you know, not making time for it. I went a couple years before, like, the final push to beat the game. Where the game was just sitting there for like a year, I think. Now I beat that with Tears of the Kingdom. Damn. I think it says more about me than the games, but who knows, you know? No, it's funny because I think that first time through Breath of the Wild, I played it so, you know, just in so many pieces that I feel that I really lost in a game that already has a narrative that is kind of like uncovered and scattered throughout all of Hyrule. I'll just keep doing some gestures here. Oh, it's like somebody else's hands. It's the puppet thing, you know. It's the worst offender on that is fucking what's that show? I haven't seen it since it was like originally on, but Lazy Town, right? Yeah, Lazy Town. There are a couple puppets there. There was some, like, I can't stand all the hand stuff that they're doing, man. You gotta calm that down.
Hello!
Alright, it's a great stream. I think, you know, in a game that was already as disjointed in terms of, like, the kind of finding Link's memories, and there can feel as if there's sometimes no urgency to it, which I know is a problem some folks have. It is a commonly cited issue. But it's funny because I remember playing Little Tears. I was like, man, I do really like a lot of aspects of the art style and like the environments. There's some touches that are just so cool, I think, for the Switch, but just like, you know, and pretty well thought out, like the stuff that you see at the end of a shrine in either of those games, or, you know, you're entering one, whatever, you know. I'm a big Ocarina head when it comes to the lore, you know, but this one has its own, and it does it well, I will say, or these games do. A part of me wants to play Breath of the Wild over again, maybe more so than pick up where I left off on Tears, but I don't know, maybe I should. It'd be tough jumping into a game. It's been 2 years since you played it, but we'll see. I want to give these games more of a chance than I have. I certainly prefer classic Zelda, but like there are aspects of those games that I think can be really cool. I just had to be in the mindset to play it, whereas I'm whatever mindset I need to be in for a lot of classic, really kind of dungeon based, this sort of gameplay loop of this, and then, you know, all the stuff before this. I find myself in that, whatever mode that is, more often, you know. And yeah. One of the problems is that I don't think I remember Breath of the Wild well enough to, like, kind of appreciate some of the differences between it and Tears of the Kingdom. In terms of, like, I don't know what's different about the landscape, or I mean, I know some stuff is the same, but like some of those regions, I'm like, I don't know. If it's anything close to the original version, it's gonna feel as if I'm seeing it for about the first time, you know. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you know, it at least, I appreciate some things it does, you know, some aspects of it, but yeah. I guess between the two games so far, I'm just not as jazzed about the like new abilities that you have in Tears, in terms of the like attaching stuff, and, you know, I don't know. I see that it's cool, but I don't want to build, and I know that you don't have to do a lot of this, or at least this isn't the only way, but like I really don't care too much about just like setting up some big machine, you know, or some you know, making myself a new ride, building a battle tank, or what, I don't know. I don't really love the like crafting side of those games, and really I should say most games I don't love collecting and crafting. Which kind of, you know, hey, with a lot of open world games, that can be a problem. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Dustin. Yeah, I'm reading what you're saying too. I appreciate it. It's cool to hear other folks, you know. It can be, Ryzon. Yeah, it can be really time consuming. And, you know, I think about my nephews and it being their first Zelda, and how much it means to them, and like seeing how it blew their little kid minds, just as, you know, seeing the NES stuff and Ocarina of Time did for me. I get how it, in some ways, man, it feels as vast or grand as like, I mean, of course the map is huge, but I think art style wise, there's some times when I can really come to appreciate it, and having pretty much like all of your abilities, other than some, like, I guess, you know, and I can only speak because I know more about Breath, but I guess, you know, you have like most of your abilities other than those like special ones you get for beating the divine beasts. Yeah, you're given all that stuff at kind of up front, and I do agree that I enjoy there being a little more of a. You could still have open world, but yeah, you know, like have these items, you know, have a narrative reason and a gameplay reason to get to a place to get an item or something, maybe, you know. I mean, I feel like that could be kind of built into even the power-ups that you get. Then again, shit, I guess then you can't get to this or that part. Yeah, I don't know. Now that they've got that system built, though, I know, I guess they've said that they would kind of want to keep this sort of open world concept going, but you know, never say never. I doubt that they, you know. If anything, while this stuff is still selling well, I think you don't. Why would you even say, like, yeah, we're not going to do this kind of concept ever again, you know? It was already extremely popular, divisive with a lot of old school Zelda fans and others too, but still sold really well, of course. So, like, I imagine even if the next Zelda is something completely different and they don't do this same kind of, you know, open world style, you know, it doesn't benefit them from a press standpoint to say anything to that effect at this point. You know, you see it when the next game comes out or when they tease it or something, you know. Yeah, Rhizone, yeah. Well, it's funny too to think of how vast some of the stuff in Ocarina felt, right? Like to, you know, as I'm, again, being a kid playing it, and yeah, it takes a lot longer in Breath of the Wild. I am thankful that it lets you pretty much save anywhere, and you know, if the world is so big, I don't know what else you'd really do, but yeah, Dustin, yeah. The shrines can be interesting, but I miss dungeons too. I'm interested to see what they do in tiers, because and you know, I'd say maybe don't answer me on this, but like I had been told that, or I think I read something at some point that there was a little more in the way of dungeons over Breath of the Wild. I don't know. I'll see. I'll get there. Yeah. That's funny, Dustin. Yeah. Well, I agree. Like, once I played A Link to the Past, I realized how much of Ocarina too, you know, was owed to that game. Respect to SNES elders. I wish Mario. So many kids into Mario around me. Nobody really played Zelda other than my cousin. The NES stuff, you know, nobody who had a Super NES was playing A Link to the Past that was around me, so I hardly saw the game at all. I remember seeing the box sometime. Talks, that'd be crazy. Yeah, what wow, yeah. You know, it's funny, that would, if people heard that there was going to be it's funny because I feel like that sounds amazing to some folks, and then it sounds like an absolute nightmare to others, you know? That'd be like the most divisive announcement from Nintendo, you know? Honestly, I was starting to say, while you have those engines, I almost can't... I am curious what else sort of could come from that. And it is really impressive those games are on the Switch. Some of the issues I have with the game in terms of the crafting and, like, you know, gathering of all the items, the very little that I've seen of the new Pokemon game, it seems like the Z to A or I was catching a lot. I've just caught a little bit of footage here on Twitch, and I was just seeing some folks. I mean, I think maybe they were going around to farm something too, but they were also just walking around a town, and like, it did seem like there was another, you got 3 and now you have 150 of these gems or blah, 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 you know, like Tears or Breath of the Wild. You just have this like huge inventory of collectibles.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Mario's trying to get us to wrap up here. Yeah. Yeah, Dustin, it's kind of crazy, right? Game Freak is so interesting. It really feels like Pokemon was just such a crazy, you know, the fact that it ever even got made. I think it was like a 6-year development. And then of course, you know, it's legendary in terms of like glitches and yeah, everything, you know, programmed wrong. Sometimes comically like the inverse of what the thing was supposed to do, or, you know. But of course it was I really loved the gameplay, let alone all the hype and stuff, but you couldn't escape the hype of Pokemania. It was it was all over. You drown in it. Yeah, they do, Dustin. Yeah, I haven't played anything since. Well, I did the like Diamond remake, and then I did which was, yeah, it was Pearl, whatever, same thing. I had never played Gen 4, and like, I felt like it was pretty good for a little while, and then it was just a certain point, it felt like it got so bland. I did the Let's Go Pikachu as well, and that was all right, but I'd rather play. I think I'd probably rather play. I don't know. I only went through it that one time, but I'd rather play some other version of Kanto. Yeah, this is cool, guys. We're talking Pokemon. In part, it's been on my mind a lot because I'm thinking about playing Emerald soon. We might be doing that. You'll play a ROM hack from Zombie Anton. Has all the Pokemon from from Gen 3 in all in the one game there. So I'm interested in that. Yeah, I want Dusted. Yeah, I'm curious to try something. I mean, I didn't play the other Legends game. Didn't play Scarlet Violet. I got to give stuff a try. I don't want to, and I don't necessarily watch enough footage of stuff to like know, even still, come on, you got to play the game, right? To truly know.
Oh my!
Sometimes it comes through. You know, yeah. You don't always have to play the game, actually. But hey, I should say, don't judge a game by its cover. Would you want to have slept on Mega Man 1 because of that insane box art? Is anybody streaming right now? Mystery, you get, so there's a couple of codes from different NPCs in the game, and they will tell you, like, go talk to their counterpart in the other game, hey, go, and they'll mention their name or something. And so there's a few specific codes for some things like rings or, I don't know, there's a couple of like NPCs that will have their own codes. But then there's the big code you get when you beat the game, when you finish one game, and you plug that code in at the start of the next one, or when you new game yeah. In fact, let me show you. That's a good question. Easily shown. Let me get a save in here, and oh cool, we'll drop in there then. Thanks, Dustin. T-Roy's going too. Okay. Let's see. Sorry. Where'd my game go? There we are. All right. Well, when we continue on, we'll be playing this game on Wednesday. We'll have to do what we can to get this rock polished. This bell polished, I should say. So when you go to new game, and when you're out here on the menu, yeah, you go to new game, or you can hit secrets. Or game link? Oh, that's right. You can actually... I didn't mean to do that. You can actually use a link cable. If you... I think if you have the 2 Game Boy Colors or whatever, I think you could use the link cable between the 2. And that's what it was we just saw. So if I go to secrets, that'll be the password. Yeah. Okay, all right, well, guys, let me wrap this thing up. Thank you for hanging. I'm going to get out of here a little early today because got somewhere to be tonight. I'm feeling like I'm already running out of energy, so sorry about that. Thank you guys for hanging. We'll head on over to Rotes in just a bit. I've got a short Zelda collage for you. Stick around. Do what you can to support the stream. Thank you so much for the subs, Dustin and 1-800. Thank you guys. It keeps the stream running. Anything you can do to support, liking, following, subscribing, etc. Thanks for the help, guys. I'm out of here. I'm gonna do a little collage for you. Good to see folks. And yeah, hey Tux, long time no see. Thanks for coming through, man. Everybody else, guys, this was fun. Rhizone, everybody. Hope you guys have a good night. All right, couple minutes, I'll get you over to Rotes. Adios.
Something's wrong with the G diffuser.
You don't want to hurt the boy, Harvey.
Oh my!
I'll be careful.
It's about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only hope for our world.
No problems.
Nani? Ah, dang it, Bobby.
Oh man, I'm so high right now.
I'm pissed now.
I was was a lazy bum and sat around the house and didn't do anything.
Ass! Ass! It's like, what were they thinking? Ass!
Oh, and look, I died anyway, so what a waste. Those guys are badass. Oh!
Open your eyes.
Well, excuse me, princess. Excuse me. Boom!
Fight off killer turtles and deadly ducks until he can rescue the Princess Toadstool.
Goodbye.